Ever since I was a child, I had many questions of which the answers sounded more or less the same. To fight the world boxing champion is suicide. To throw a crowbar at a car is a bad idea. To make a rope out of sheets and climb down them through the window is crazy. All those statements seem to be unquestionably true only because the search for real answers requires one to think outside the box, to overcome the limits of endurance and at times those of common sense. This is exactly what our program is going to be about. I'm Alexander Kultavoy. We will go searching for the answers together. Let's go! In today's program, we'll show you how a car weighing 40 tons looks and teach you how to launch empty barrels into the air beautifully. In the world of auto racing, Formula Ones are treated like royalty, the elite. Russian engineering troops also have their own Formula racing. Only with cars, they are slightly heavier than 40 tons. Engineering Formula is a team relay race where, in addition to speed, participants are required to perform certain tasks at specially equipped pit stops. Each race involves teams from different military districts. In each team, there are 3 engineering units of military equipment, and each vehicle on the team needs to make pit stops quickly to handle with their tasks. After completing its goals, the engineering car passes the baton to the next. We'll talk about each machine in detail. First, we have the MDK-3, a machine for digging trenches. It can quickly dig trenches with a width and depth of 3.5 meters and of any length. This machine is equipped with a turbocharged 12-cylinder engine with a capacity of 710 horsepower per second. The machine weighs 39 tons. Yes, unfortunately, no TV screen can give you the feeling of standing near one of these cars. But believe me, that in case of a zombie apocalypse, there would be nothing better. Rome, welcome. Does it dig fast? It digs quickly enough. And the depth? The depth can reach 3 meters, right? Up to 3 meters, yeah. So this can, if necessary, supply equipment, and it can dry some, dries APC, but anti-tank ditches can be dug with this thing? You can dig anti-tank ditches. Oh, in a single pass or 2 passes? Maybe 2 passes, maybe 3. And is it hard to operate this thing? It's very easy to manage. Here the idea as well. They're like that tractor, yes? Yes. 2 levers and you're off. Transmission, automatic transmission? Semi-automatic. Semi-automatic, how many pedals? 3? Oh, well, that's normal. The huge iron machine seemed responsive and easy to manage. It's very similar to a car, only with levers instead of steering. So we came to the first pit stop. At competitions, the engineers are very fast. about the same as if they were under real attack. The MDK-3 is in a working state in just a couple of minutes, and you can start digging. Let's check how difficult this is. You can operate this digging machine from the cab, but it's better with a remote control. And most importantly, it is no more difficult than clicking channels on the TV remote. The only annoyance would be to miss something interesting. It seems the gigantic rotor can deal with anything that gets in its way. So it's better to watch it and not to dig too zealously. Awesome. So in just a few moments, with the touch of just a few fingers, we've tossed a couple of tons of soil aside. 2 fingers replace a platoon of soldiers. Afterwards, as the first car has completed its task, the second one goes. It is the BAT-2, an indispensable tool in almost any engineering duty. This Army vehicle is like a sewing knife with several work tools. It is a simple and very fast machine capable of accelerating to 70 kilometers an hour. Roman, and this I understand is a large military bulldozer. Yes, it's a BAT-2, designed for making cross-country routes directly. So for combat action. And this is the back? Upstairs, yes. Upstairs, we have crane equipment, which allows you to move weight up to 2.5 tons. I see. So what's the, I understand the controls are similar to most of them, right? Absolutely. Well, then let's go. Let's. Having learned from experience, I will use the headsets. The management of this machine is identical to the previous one. The same instruments, levers, pedals. Everything is intuitive, perhaps a bit crudely executed, but reliable. However, as even I, a novice driver, should learn, the difference is noticeable. The machine drives so softly and smoothly that I can hardly believe we're on a dirt road with bumpy tracks. Squeezing out of the bat at almost top speed, I steadily approach the obstacle that I have to deal with. Why are you wearing a helmet? You decide to become life, a real tanker? Life taught me, because when I get in this thing without a helmet, I'll show you what happens. And here it is better to remove the sound because our operator uses some foul language. Anyway, my head flew into the ceiling and it wasn't pleasant, so all the following races I've done in a helmet. Had you ever ridden in a tank? Well, I just hadn't hit my head so hard before. I need one good kiss so I can always remember that the headset is a very useful thing. Once I felt my head had the strength of armor, I decided not to risk it anymore. Bitch, stand by! With good results in the high-speed section, we arrived at the pit stop, where just 5 minutes ago I had to dig the trench. The work of a bulldozer, of course, requires a good eye, sense of space, and perhaps most importantly, experience, which I have absolutely none of. All the bulldozers were probably just yelling about how it all turned out. Well, keep it in mind that someone is doing all this for the very first time. Pretty tough, though. I still managed to fill up the ditch, which meant waiting for the next machine. The IMR Engineering Obstacle Clearing Machine, built on the basis of the T-55. In just 1 hour, it is able to convert 300 meters of continuous forest blockage into a road for the passage of equipment. So, this is a more serious machine. Yes, this machine is bigger and sturdier, I would say. It also performs a number of functions. Well, it has the same bulldozer, the same scooper as, the same, in the bat. The implements are almost the same. Well, the fundamental difference is that it has more substantial armor here. And it's based on a tank, right? Based on a tank, yes. It can perform a large number of tasks and functions directly on the front line. Under enemy fire directly? Oh, it happens sometimes. And at the pit stop, what do? At the pit stop, we will set the pillars in the pre-drilled holes. So that means digging them, yes? Well, yeah. Okay, I'm not very good at it. We'll use the equipment, don't worry. I always have trouble fitting inside armored vehicles. Though perhaps entertaining, I still manage to squeeze inside. Operating the 50-10 track machine is not difficult if you understand the principle. At a good speed, I was able to circle around the polygon, but when it came to check in at the pit stop, understanding was not enough. Visibility from the driver is very limited, and if you move backwards, you can't see anything at all. So there's always someone nearby commanding movement. But it seems to me, this man was not simply for disregarding all of this excess, but for just completing the team. So now our crew will set the log in the prepared hole. I'm not even going to try to control the manipulator. I will just tell my partner. Such a manipulator with a gripper is an indispensable thing to the Army engineers. An experienced master can control it like his own hand. But now imagine that this hand can easily lift several tons and put them anywhere. And then a small problem arose. I incorrectly parked, so the mechanics had to suffer with the loading of logs. But then everything set and we drove on. To finish, I completed a full circle. And although I still didn't stand a chance at a great result, I would be very pleased with the outcome. Because I still got to sit for a while at the controls of this unique machine. We all love special effects in movies. We especially like to watch how they are made. And today, along with our director Ilya, we're gonna launch a barrel. Barrels can't really fly, you know that, right? Well, you know, I was taught that with enough momentum, even a broom will really fly. I agree. Okay, look, a barrel for us to make it fly, yes? It's just a heavy object, right? Yes. An object, here. There are several ways that it launches, yes? That is the most common. That when you have a mortar, you see we're here, this iron bowl, a cup. A cup, yes, here. You drop the charge there, and then actually pour fuel in there. Well, because our barrels will explode with fire. Oh, yes. In fact, it doesn't matter whether there will be fuel, water, sand. Yeah, there will be. Here, in any case, we transfer the energy to the barrel. Moreover, due to the pipe, we have this energy directed, right? Yeah. Here, strictly speaking, what happens if we add to the fuel, respectively, we have fire, and on top, the fire flies. That's all. Which barrel do you like? Well, let's start with this yellow one. And okay, wait, and the barrel is just standing there? Just standing. Or maybe something can be done to it. Well, this is just one of the ways when it's just placed on the bottom. Yeah. Here, but there's another way when a hole is cut. Here we can also try, yeah? You can just put it on the ground near the char so it takes off from the ground. I understand. Here, so for a beautiful flight, we need to send directional movement. Oh, more and more some kind of is used, yes. Well, look, yes, we have so that you understand, yeah, gunpowder's charge is very small by our standards. Yeah, the usual black powder. Black powder? Yeah, a normal powder, nothing special. Here, which is in fact at the bottom of the mortar, here, there should still be a little flash, which will be the fuel to ignition. Approximately how many grams are here? It's about 40 grams. Oh yeah, just a little here. So, charged? Yeah. Yeah, everything's ready. Here at the same time, we know now the depth of the cup. Okay, take it out. Sure, like that, yeah. Yes. You have some sort of roulette, yeah? Oh, we'll measure by ancient Slavic values. One elbow. Okay, a single elbow. And there's a ring of some sort. Look, yes, it's welded. In fact, a small ring, so the charge didn't increase. The story is that the charge weighs less than the fuel and it floats on fuel. And we need it to sink, right? So it's at the bottom, yes? Push to the top. From below? Got it. Here. Now look, we've got another flash. So the flash, it's magnesium, right? Yeah, its task is, in fact, just to burn the fuel, which, in fact, we have. Wait, and the gunpowder in the explosion? Ignites. It ignites. But ignites, like, at the bottom. Yes, that's it. From the bottom. And we need it to be under on the cap. And I understand that on one line you hang both the flash and the charge. Of course. So it'll be all at the same time. Yes, it'll work. What is the safe distance when that's the special effect we have to endure? There's an old saying, the more we rewind the wire, the calmer I feel. That is, in fact, I'd say 50 is good. Here. That's all. After that, you attach the wire we have to the remote and set the barrel up. In fact, set everything. And what if the barrel sends us to a helicopter? We won't fly that high, but in theory, it's possible. And the dog will be spinning straight above us, yeah? I think after the first barrel, I don't think we even come close to this area. Well, we'll see. Okay, we have the transmitter correct, yes? And to blow up, we will as always be in the distance? Well, of course, we love ourselves, right? In order to understand how safe this experiment is, we will install our honorary test pilot, Vasily, yes? And he stands close to the epicenter. We filled it with the usual mixture, only not for the cable. Diesel and nothing to set with petrol, yes? Diesel and gasoline, yes? So the barrel is charged, installed, and it's time to go away. You're absolutely right. Apparently 50 meters, right? Yes. Well, here we are at a safe distance. The crew too. And we're ready to launch this barrel. 3, 2, can I push the button? Fire. 2, 1. It lit well. Oh, yeah. The barrel's about on the ground where it left. Look, yes, this is the Earth after. It barely moved. It's called the apocalypse. Well, that is. The most dangerous is the flame, yeah? Of course, of course. And this story is a flash. Of course, come on, I'll show you the barrel. The fact that it's basically disposable after that. It seems that this is usually how it turns out. So a barrel of 200 liters became a barrel of 100 liters? Yeah.
Ого!
Well, we smoothly move on to the next experiment. This time we will use a barrel that we cut the lid out of, and what do you think? Will it affect the flight? Will it fly? It'll fly differently. Differently. Yeah. Well, hopefully just as beautifully. We'll see. That's, well, our reality was given to us by what appeared. Well, it is, first of all, here's the volume. Leave some fuel inside the barrels, yeah. That will make like more, well, an accession loop for itself, for the barrel there. But there is danger. There is danger of the breakaway of the day, you know. That is, it can still kick. It can kick, yes. So we charge it the exact same way as the first time, near the same magnesium flare, which set fire to a combustible mixture. And look at the absence of the lid changes the flight.
Ого!
The barrel agrees, says it'll change. You know, now I'm not even as interested in how the barrel flies as in how the camera we installed will survive on this barrel. Well, you'll see, well, if it survives, we'll have a lovely frame, yeah. Like, you know, in the style of I, Yuri Gagarin. Ready? 3, 2, 1. The camera flew. Oh, look, not out the bottom. Oh, and good. How's our bottom doing? Oh, almost nothing. Look, it even appears strong. Look, it's a little blown. Yeah. So in the first case, we learned how to make the barrel a smaller volume. Now we've learned how to make a barrel with bigger volume. Yeah? Look, it's fine, just dirty, yeah. So, this time, you see, it's still a little heated, a little burned out. But nothing. I hope this time we really hurt it. And you know why? Because we had no barrier in front of it. Then the flank defended it. That we have here where the barrel stood. And now, we won't have a barrel, right? So now, we blow up the last barrel. And we'll do it without the help of the mortar. And set the charges. Which charges do we set? These ones here. These ones here. The checkered ones. And right on top, we set the barrel. Place the barrel, place it. Place the barrel. So, and why is the barrel now more affected? Because there's more of a charge? It's of course due to the charge, or because it's not comparable to the one we had before. And that is where it's all done. It's going to get really loud. And there will be no flames, you know. Yeah, I mean, that would be, say, simulating a combat explosion. All set? Yeah, it should. Look, listen, so it's worth it. Let's make a bet. What? What do you think? What damage will this barrel have? Well, I think on the bottom, there will be some hammered inside. Yes, there. It had quite a good jump. So it should still fly okay. Yeah, of course. Well, if it isn't entirely burst into pieces like yeah, which also sometimes happens, the effect is something like the bottom inside here and it flies. It's perfect for us. Oh, Alexander, I think I will follow their example, so you press the button. Yeah, okay, agreed. Well, if everyone is ready, lead. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ah, such a small crater is left. Yeah, see, it's entirely cleaned out. Swept clear, yeah. Well, I'll say, this explosion was, more interesting. You see, that's why we knocked out the bottom of the barrel. Oh, beautiful? Well, everything is relative. This time, my interest is satisfied. And you saw yourselves how the barrels flew, so kindly now, please, don't repeat this.